Hey there, it's Heather with Heather's Healing. How are you guys? I just wanted to come on and look at the month of November. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Just want to look at 3 themes for this month. 3 themes, 3 energies that will be that are going to be prevalent this month. So November 2025, and I'm going to pull from Denise Lynn's Soul Coaching deck. I'm going to pull 3 cards from here, looking at 3 themes, and then I'll pull some tarot as well. So just a fun video. Sit back, relax. I'm curious about this month. We're in Scorpio season. Transformation, change, pulling the skeletons out of the closet. I hope you guys had a good Halloween. If you celebrate Halloween, I hope you had a lot of fun. All right, so calling in source energy, looking at the month of November for those that are watching this video, looking at the collective energy, 3 themes, patterns for the month of November. Let's see what we get. Ooh, we got playfulness. I like that. I love the images on these cards. Flow. Nice. And commitment. Interesting. We have communication on the bottom. That kind of stands out to me. I'll set that there. Okay, so let me show you the cards. So we have playfulness. I love that image. Tapping into your inner child, tapping into, it feels like November is a month to rejuvenate. Get rejuvenated, be rejuvenated. It almost kind of feels like a time out, which is kind of nice. I myself could use a timeout. I have felt exhausted lately. We have flow. How do you find your flow? And what does that feel like to you? When you are in flow, you are aligned. So really pay attention to moments of ease, moments where things just come together and you're not trying hard to bring them together. They're just coming together. The right people show up at the right time. The right doors open at the right time. Like I love it when things happen like that. And it happens because you're in alignment with your true nature. So when you find that happening, pay attention to what you are doing. More importantly, how are you feeling? Take a look at your inner scape. That's going to give you a lot of clues. And the third card we had is commitment. I love this card too. And what I'm really feeling from all 3 of these cards here is, and the commitment card is also a number 10. 2, 3, so just looking at the numbers, we have 38, 21, and 10. What this feels like to me is November feels like a timeout for many of us, a time to rejuvenate, to allow ourselves to find our flow, to slow down, make time for play, make time to, it's a commitment to your well-being, committing to taking care of yourself, treating yourself better, allowing yourself more freedom with your time, maybe not scheduling so much, allowing yourself to have fun. Because when we are being playful and having fun, that really does rejuvenate our energy. It makes a huge difference. And I don't want this video to be too long, but I just wanted to kind of tap in and get a feel for November and what we're being asked here. So what else do we need to know about this playfulness, finding our flow and commitment to our well-being. And honestly, when we do that, I know sometimes it can feel a little selfish, but I do know that, at least with myself, and I've seen it with others, when you are taking care of yourself, you are meeting your needs first. You are, not only do you have the energy to show up for others, but you can do it in a way that you don't feel resentful and you're not pissed off that, you know, you're showing up for someone else. All right. So let's do one card for playfulness, one card for flow, and one card for commitment. I might have to pause this video. I have a ginger that would like to go outside. Hey, buddy, do you want to go outside? Hold on, let me see what the cat's doing. Hey. Sherm, you should come say hi. Come here. No. Okay. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. He went outside. Okay, so what was I talking about? Pulling a card. What else do we need to know? And permission to slow down, too. All right, playfulness. One card. What else do we need to know about playfulness? What else do we need to know about playfulness? Nice, we've got the Six of Wands. Flow. With that, I'm hearing stepping out of the world. And one card for commitment. What do we need to know about that? Interesting. Okay, so for playfulness, I pulled the Six of Wands. And it really feels like this playfulness, being playful, tapping into that inner child, making time for yourself, that's the key this month. Six of Wands, this is being victorious. This is everything falling into place. You're successful. You're victorious. People are looking up to you. The other thing that I feel here is you're setting an example. If you can prioritize play, if you can prioritize having fun, spending time doing your hobbies, spending time doing things that it's productive in the sense that it is rebuilding your energy. It's giving you energy. It's feeding your soul. The people around you, that's going to give them permission to do the same. And I feel like this is a big hang up for a lot of people, being able to take time out to just do something just for the heck of doing it, just for the fun of doing it. I feel like so much of our society values being productive, doing something that, I don't know. I don't know why we feel like we've constantly got to be productive, or we're not making good use of our time. So I do feel like being playful this month, that's kind of the key. That's the key for this month, probably always. And the other good thing about being playful, making time for yourself, again, it rejuvenates you, which is really important because then you can show up for others. But it also, you get inspiration there. Oftentimes that's when our guides are able to reach us and you know, inspire us and give us answer questions that we have. I have noticed in my own life, the more that I do that, the more the more answers I get from the universe. And I can always tell when I'm in alignment, because I can ask a question and I will get an answer usually within minutes usually. And that answer can show up as a thought, overhearing a conversation, something popping up on my phone. It happens in weird ways, but that's spirit speaking to me and answering my questions. So I've just noticed that happens more and more. So play, relax, rejuvenate, do things just for you, just because you want to do them. For flow, which I love that card, I pulled the world. And that's when I heard, stepping out of the world, this feels like stepping out of the energy of, okay, going against the world. Whatever it is that the world is telling you should be doing, and a lot of this is programming, things you feel you should be doing because that's what you do this time of year, or that's what we've always done. Permission to step out of that, permission to do things differently. It's okay. You don't have to do things the same way you've always done them. You can do them different. The world is also celebrating. This feels like celebrating an era that is gone, that is past. Celebrating it, appreciating it, but then also being open to new celebrations, new ways of being. What's coming to mind here is like when someone in your family dies, and that changes the whole dynamic of your experience on this planet. It changes the holidays, it changes everything. So, and it doesn't have to be the death of someone. This could be the death of a part of your life. It's entering into a new era, but understanding that there's celebrations to come. There are new ways of celebrating, new traditions that can come in. There's new experiences. It's learning how to navigate things in a different way, because either a part of you is done and is over, or again, it could be, the death of a family member that has changed the whole dynamic of your family and your experience here. So learning how to navigate that. And I'm wondering if that is also another example I'm getting is retiring. So maybe you've always worked, you've done this, your life was a certain way and now it's totally different. Learning how to find your flow in this new way of being, this new experience. This could be welcoming a child. You lived your life with no children, now you have a child, and it's, how do I find my flow in this era of being a mom or a dad? And that can be a lot. And I feel like that's also why we're really being asked this month to make time for ourselves, to find the playfulness, to rejuvenate ourselves. That feels really important this month. And finding the flow, stepping out of the world, stepping out of the shoulds, anything that you are saying, I should do this, or it should be this way. Why? Why? Commitment. This is an interesting one. 8 of Cups. Walking away. It does feel like, and this isn't the walking away because you're pissed off and angry. This is the energy of realizing that part of my life, that part of me is over and done. I can never get that back, or it's done. So the only choice I have is to move in a different direction, walk a different path, go about things in a different way. I feel like this month, it does feel like an ending in a lot of ways. I feel like there's a lot of endings, a lot of changes. I feel like there's a lot of epiphanies that are coming in this month that cause people to really reevaluate the way they've been living their life, and you're choosing consciously to step away from a lot of it. You're choosing to live life in a different way. It's really interesting. I'd love to hear what's going on with you guys. This almost feels like a lot of people waking up, a lot of people coming to a place in their life where they're just done living life the way that they've been living it, that, like, just being sick and tired, and totally rehauling their lives, transforming their lives. And for some of you, I feel like I do feel like it's really important to be very conscious of the choices that you're making, and knowing why you're making the choices that you're making, and why you're making the changes that you're making. But it feels like a lot of people, it feels like two things. One, either there's been a life-altering thing that has happened or happens this month that changes your life in a way that you can't undo it. And that could be, it doesn't have to be death or anything, like that. It could be the birth of a child. It can be the loss of someone that you loved. It could be the ending of a job or a career. It could be changing careers, making a decision to move. I feel like there's just a lot of big changes happening, and this could also be changes that have happened within like the last 3 months. Interesting. The other thing that I'm hearing too is spirit communication. So I feel like a lot of people are really tuning into their guidance system and just really trusting. You're really trusting yourself, and because of that, you're making changes that will really benefit you in the long run. But they're big changes, and I feel like if they haven't already happened within the last 3 months, they could be happening this month. It feels like a lot of big changes. So permission to move slow, find your flow, have moments of playfulness, and in doing that, you are being an example for others, and you're giving permission to other people to do the same thing. So interesting. I'd love to hear what's going on with you guys. Leave a comment below, and if you wouldn't mind liking this video if you liked it, I would really appreciate it. All right, you guys, have a fantastic November. I'm going to start doing everybody's all the zodiac readings, so I'll get those up as soon as I can. Take great care of yourself. Bye.